Hey everybody, Sarah here. So today I'm going to be doing a deep dive on the weirdest morph in the hobby, known as Weirdo. Before we jump in, I want to thank all the members on this channel for helping to make everything possible. You guys are amazing. If anybody else would like to become a member, you can click join under any video to do so. There are different perks based on the different levels, so check those out if you are interested. If you cannot become a member, that's totally fine. Just watching, liking, sharing, subscribing, all those things really help the channel. I also want to thank Reptilinks for helping to support this channel. If you guys would like to use my code SarahSnake27 at checkout at reptilinks.com, it gets you a discount on this amazing food for your snakes. I also have a website, sarahssnakeshop.com, where I sell corn snakes and corn snake accessories. I also have most of the snakes available up on Morph Market, so if you would like to check out my Morph Market, that is also linked below, as well as all the other things that I've mentioned so far. Weirdo is a mutation that popped up in 2014 in Catherine Turley's collection. These original weirdos from 2014 came out of a clutch from a pair of siblings that were bred together. These siblings were both sort of kind of weird looking on their own. They were a little bit more yellow than you would expect, and their patterns were just sort of a little off, and at least one of them kind of looked very hypo-ish. The parents of these snakes were a SMR line Tessera with a few hets, as well as an amel from Michael Lavender. Catherine Turley took these two snakes, bred them together. The babies that came out of that were the original 2014 weirdos. Catherine then bred the male from this to a female from VMS, and this female was an ultramel anery Tessera. This ultramel anery Tessera was also oddly yellow, she said. That snake looks kind of weirdly yellow for being an anery. And in breeding those two together, she produced even more weirdos in 2016. The parents of that very yellow ultramel anery Tessera female were actually another ultramel anery Tessera, as well as a red factor anery Tessera. And of course, the ultramel anery Tessera in that pairing was also very oddly yellow. Now, this red factor anery Tessera and the very yellow ultramel anery Tessera were also siblings of each other, and those parents came from SMR. Those parents being a Tessera with some hets, as well as a coral snow. And for any of you who missed out on purchasing the mystery, anery, ghost, whatever male from VMS that I actually ended up purchasing, he is actually a sibling of the snakes that produced the 2016 weirdos from Catherine Turley. Shortly after this, Catherine Turley decided to get out of the hobby and left the rest of this weirdo project with Sean of VMS, who did just continue to perpetuate it and continued to breed it, but didn't really do a whole lot of actually test breeding it to see if it was incomplete dominant, dominant, recessive, whatever. To be fair, we still don't really know if this mutation is recessive or incomplete dominant. I suspect that it's at least one or the other. I'm more suspecting the incomplete dominant side, but again, I'm not 100% sure. The reason that I suspect this is because a lot of the snakes that come out of weirdo clutches, even though they aren't visual, very obvious weirdo, they look kind of strange. And so I'm not sure if that's a result of some sort of selective breeding in the line, or if it's actually part of the morph itself. Sometimes we selectively breed on accident and we don't really know that we're doing that. We just think, wow, that snake looks cool, that's the one I'm going to keep. And it turns out that whatever thing that we have decided to keep based on how cool it looks is actually majorly affecting the visual morph that we're working with, or the mutation that we're working with. Weirdo as a morph does a few things. For one, it does seem to add some odd yellows to the snake. It also seems to remove some of the reds, maybe not remove them, but sort of mute them in a way. I haven't really seen too many weirdos that had a lot of obvious reds on them. And once again, I'm not sure if this is because of just the line that we happen to have, or if this is a part of the mutation, but a lot of them that I see do have a very light colored ground color, similar to Miami, but I am thinking that that's more in the selectively bred part of it and not the mutation itself that's causing that look. But again, it's just really hard to tell. We just don't know yet. Sean of VMS sold all these weirdos off to a lot of people, but Ryan Ferrell was one who picked a few of them up and is continuing to work with them, and I also got a male from him that I hope to eventually breed and sort of figure out what is going on with this mutation. Of course, I'm hoping that someone else gets to it first so that I don't have to worry about it, but regardless, I'm still going to work with it and see what I can do. And the fact that I have two sort of sides of the line in Weirdo now is kind of comforting. I think a visual weirdo that we know is definitely a weirdo, and then I also have the mystery male from VMS that actually is from the same family line as the parents of the 2016 weirdos. Right now, it is mostly accepted that weirdo is a recessive mutation, and so that's the sort of assumption that we're going to go on. Not 100% sure which one it's going to be or which one it is, but we will find that out in time. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about the name. Catherine Turley decided to call them weirdos, and so that's what we as a community are going to be calling them from now on. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed that video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in a new video soon.